complete. Oh, cure for me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Beth if you are new here, and I like to talk about music. And today we are going to be listening to the new album from AURORA. I can't believe we're doing this together. She's about to heal the entire world with her voice and lyrics and music. If you don't know, I did discover AURORA on my channel. She's my favorite little fairy. I don't even know the track list yet. She has not announced it, so I will be taking a look at that now. Echo of My Shadow, The Essence, Earthly Delights, The Dark Dresses Lightly. Like, this is already such an AURORA album. A Soul with No King. What? My Body Is Not Mine. Okay, I'm claiming that one. Wow, we have quite the journey in front of us with 16 tracks. I did not expect it to be that long. I know 3 of the songs out of the 16. A lot of these song titles are already reminding me of other songs that she's released, so I definitely feel like it's gonna perfectly correlate to her other music. I'm already noticing the album cover, you know, it's the first time she doesn't have her face featured on it. She's a hand model. Maybe she wanted this album to be less personal and more for everyone else, but I've always said that her albums are kind of global and feel like they can apply to a macro scale rather than just like a micro scale. Like, they're not just songs for her, they're 100% songs for anyone in the world to relate to, and I think that's what's so special about her music. We're gonna get into the first track, Echo of My Shadow.
If I stay here any longer, I'll stay here forever. And will the edge of my sorrow be gone in the morning? I know. Stay right here. Ooh, I know your mind moves like the rain. Sometimes
This is the most AURORA song ever written. I have my volume all the way up, but it still feels like it's too quiet. There's breath in here.
my life is just a moment. Then the light through my window will fade.
The production is barely there.
Until the love you crave falls in your arms. Ooh, I know you're meant
That is AURORA at her most AURORA. There's a playfulness. Something is happening to my soul.
of my shadow is gone. There are heroes within us. There are lovers around us.
She already did the thing, and it's not even. There was a breath to that song, you know, the production was so subtle. It was barely there. It almost felt like she was breathing in the background, and that was the production somehow. It was super light and airy, and it had moments that felt super kind of playful and juvenile. She has this childlike energy to her, and I adore her for that, because it's so often lost. You know, as you get older, you just lose that, but I genuinely just feel like she has not lost that childlike joy and that childlike wonder. It comes through just in the way she writes and her sound and just everything. I think it was just a beautiful way to start an album, to kind of bring us into that atmosphere. Some really poetic lyrics. I definitely didn't catch all of them, but there was some absolute poetry in there, just like there always is with AURORA's music. I already feel like it's gonna take me a while to listen to this. Will the edge of my sorrow be gone in the morning? Like, when you feel that darkness and that heaviness often at nighttime, and then you're just praying for the next day for it to be better. If my life is just a moment and this world world is ancient, then the light through my window will fade. Young mountains, old rivers, I let them become me. You know, she didn't need to start the album with a lyric like that, talking about life ending. I mean, that's one way to start an album. That's a very Aurora way to start an album. It is a reality of life. We're just gonna move on. The next one is called To Be Alright. It is a single, but I have not heard it yet. More production already. It sounds like a train again. I gotta get on my like funk boots.
That I long to be lifted up. My heart does not rhyme. The rhythm of my mind. What is life worth?
My heart does not rhyme the rhythm of my mind. She's already giving me lyrics that I've needed my whole life and didn't even realize it. Like, what is her writing? This album already has some of the most beautiful lyrics I think I've heard this year.
Dance to anything. Night after night.
True.
Oh, I long to be alright. I want to feel whatever you say is never right, so I won't do that.
These vocals.
How I hunger.
These transitions already in the production are insane. The production of this one already is stark contrast to the first song, and I feel like that's intentional because this song is all about how you want to feel good and you want to be able to dance and feel joy again. So it makes sense coming after that last heavier song.
How I hunger for touch. I don't want to fight.
Like, this
I
is...
just want to feel alright.
I'm sorry to pause again, but this is the most Aurora song ever because I'm bopping, but I'm also being completely taken out by the lyrics and having to pause my dancing to take in what she just said. And that is just classic Aurora.
I want to feel it, what the people talk about. But whatever you say is never right, so I won't do that. So I lose my track.
Yeah, kind of this like animalistic feral sound. She loves to do that. God, the switch ups like every 2 seconds.
I love it, I believe I love it. Nobody can make me feel this anymore. I believe I love it.
She's building.
Nobody can make me
The most beautiful bridge I've ever heard. I can't get over the vocal changes too.
Oh, I long to feel alright.
That's giving me like Conan Gray, just in the sense that like she goes from really high to really low. And it's a register of her voice I don't know if I've personally heard before, or maybe I'm just misremembering, but that just sounded like a different artist entirely. Wow, that one was a bop, obviously. I got so into that. I just felt like I was grooving. I liked the, the message too. I wish I could just go dance and feel this joy that everyone else seems to be feeling and not be feeling this heaviness and this weight. What is life worth living if you can't dance? I really like that line. The next one is Your Blood. I did react to this song. She does the low voice here too. I forgot about it. Oh my god, this production's literally like everything.
is it made of? In and out your heart.
Okay. Perhaps that song hit me in the face because I had not listened to it in a minute. It really hits harder when you're listening with headphones, I think, because you can hear all the intricacies of like, you know, the beats hit harder, just everything just hits a lot harder. But the next one is The Conflict of the Mind. I think this is my favorite of the singles. I honestly don't know. I think they're all really good. But the chorus of this song is one of the most beautiful choruses, one of the most beautiful things I have ever heard in my entire life. The melody. Why is it hitting so hard?
It's a complicated story that we never talk about, but I see it in the mirrors, in the curtains of our house. Only when I see you cry, I feel conflicted in my mind. It fills my heart up and it breaks me at the very same time. The conflict of the mind.
That part's grown on me, I will say. I don't hate it. I'm not a huge fan of it though.
In your eyes, I saw.
I'm just gonna do this the whole song.
When you open up the gates for me and leave the world behind, we find proof.
Overcome the conflict of the mind. Let your spirit die. I forgot you guys were here. That was a spiritual experience in every way. I really was like, I don't know if the singles are gonna hit, you know, on the same level as when I first heard them, because sometimes over time. The next one is Some Type of Skin. This song was the one that grew on me the most. I really love this song now, but it did take a few listens for me to appreciate it, like, fully. So immediately, like, dead to the world. Oh yeah, it's like a train.
Hit me hard where I am soft.
Oh, I was literally just thinking about how this album hits you hard and soft at the same time, much like Billie Eilish's album that I just reacted to. It has these moments of softness and beauty and poetry, and then it has these more hard-hitting moments.
Reveal itself to be more than a muscle.
Yeah, the build.
My God, it's a love and some type of skin. I got to be some type of skin. I guess I should build some type of skin.
I love this second verse. I love her screaming that, like that's, again, such a moment of ferality, is that a word? A feral moment, an animalistic moment, screaming out. My God, it's a lot. I love the scream in this song. It's really cathartic to listen to. You are healing the world already with your essence. You are a goddess amongst us. That's really all I have to say. The next one, The Essence. We're now getting into the rest of the songs on the album, which I have not heard any of these. I've only heard 2 songs that I didn't know before tonight, and my brain is simply gone. I am just kind of in my own world, you know? I'm in Aurora's world, in her land, her queendom. So, okay, The Essence. The essence of what? The essence of Aurora? Okay, alright. Oh my God.
In another life, home feels like home. I mourned you now, longer than I've known.
Wow, I've mourned you longer than I've known you.
Cry their leaves, vulnerable. Maybe it will be alright. We all hurt sometimes, and maybe it will be alright. We are running through the waves of time and truth. And I try, but it hurts so much to be in touch. So I'd rather not.
This one's so unpredictable. It feels chaotic, but it also feels so contained and controlled because the production is so light.
We make amends with the roads we cross, like rivers flow.
Oh my god, this is the most beautiful song I've ever heard in my life.
Maybe it will be alright. We all hurt sometimes. The truth can lie in the arms of a fight. And I try, but it hurts so much. It hurts so much to be in touch. So I'd rather not.
The essence is the memory of the person.
So I'd rather not.
It hurts so much to be in touch with the essence of you. It hurts so much to think of you and remember what we had. Again, I've been mourning you for longer than I even knew you. And then at the end, she says, I'd rather not. I'd rather just not think of you at all instead of continually being reminded of this pain. I was like, just such a beautiful song. I loved the production. It was super light and echoey, but it still, had that beat like carrying throughout it. It was unpredictable. It was kind of wild. Like I just never knew where it was going once she started building it. Endlessly beautiful song. I just can't even. If that is not my number one favorite on the album, I will be pretty surprised. But we have a while to go, and I'm already very overwhelmed at how good this album is. We're only 7 songs in. I forgot how much her music affects me. Wow, it does a number on me every single time. Okay, Earthly Delights.
First, you made for me a river, made for me a garden, so I would have her.
Oh my god. Wow, the way she sang Everything Dies, it almost gave me a jolt of nostalgia because it sounded like a lot of her old music and how she would sing in those songs. This is like, wow.
Fill my lungs with air, I'll be a perfect love.
I love the vocals. I love the vocals on this one. This is the best album I've ever heard.
Far away from here, you make for me a portal. You always send me mortal.
Again, it kind of has this playful, like juvenile feel to it. Might be the album of the year. Like, yeah. I feel like after every song, I'm just gonna say wow and yeah, because I mean, so far we have 7 absolutely beautiful songs that I just have no notes for whatsoever. just a really engaging album to listen to so far. As I said, I feel like I'm just in another world, getting so lost in the fairyland of Aurora. She said, you made me a river so I could drink. You made me a garden so I could breathe. Gave me like Garden of Eden energy, because then she said I was lonely. I don't know, that's just what immediately came to mind. You know, you could hear the birds. She was singing in just the most beautiful way throughout the whole thing. I think that was my favorite vocally so far. The next one is called The Dark Dresses Lightly. I mean, even just the title itself could be a poem. And it's dark. And light.
As I pour out my story, drink me up. There is wine in every wood, and the dark dresses lightly, razor sharp.
Oh, I love that delivery.
As it cuts right through my soul. Here's to us, it took too long. Guess I shouldn't have kept a knife in my heart for so long. Guess I shouldn't have held back when I needed you to know. Oh, I just want to cry.
What? This one's the most interesting so far. It's the most different for, you know, at least for this album. And it has this opposing feeling to it, just like the title, The Dark Dresses Lightly. It has this dark and light energy, this heaviness versus airiness, this beauty versus cutting darkness. And I think that's really interesting and really cool. And I love how she's playing around with that in this song. And it has this kind of like marchiness.
Here's to us now, my dear, we're going deep now. Let our glasses overflow. Here's to us now, my dear,
I just want to say, I don't think there's any other artist out there who has this kind of imagery that Aurora does. As I pour out my story, drink me up, there is wine in every word. All this fear is contagious. Now we're here, let our glasses overflow. She just has this very specific vocabulary that is so unique to her. This is beautiful.
Can you feel it? Louder, louder.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Miss Aurora. All right. That one was a really cool concept for a song. I think it was well done. It was very interesting. I just don't know that it's gonna be a favorite of mine. Mid-album water break. Am I okay? This is not sponsored. I just... Okay, A Soul with No King. Where are we?
And a soul with no king, like a world with no mother, and a home never built.
A world with no mother and a home never built. Yeah, I mean that like animalistic ferality. When the world starts to burn, give your water to men. Like there's just a lot of lyrics in here that they're just going right over my head. Okay, is that an electric guitar? That was not on my bingo card for this album. There's such abrupt switch ups in every single song. No comment. A lot of like repetitive bridges that kind of like have this trance like energy. Okay, loved that ending part. Yeah, overall, it was my least favorite so far. There's no other way to say it. I was not a fan of the folky production. I just couldn't really get into it. There were moments that I kind of, you know, I don't know, it was an interesting song. It was fine. I just didn't really vibe vibe with it. The next one is Dreams. This is reminding me of This Could Be a Dream. A lot of these song titles are kind of reminding me of song titles off this album right here. It's a long title, I'm not gonna say it. Aurora.
I've needed so much with nothing to touch, floating from earth.
She is, because she's an angel.
In my dreams, everything's more quiet than here. Everything I feel disappears.
The unreal notes, like those notes aren't real. I just love the way this song started. I've needed so much with nothing to touch, floating from earth. Another bridge burned, a mother concerned, come back to the world. I kind of get the sense that it's about loneliness, but I'm honestly not sure. In my dreams, everything's more quiet than here. In my dreams, everything I feel disappears. She wants to, you know, just sleep so she doesn't have to feel pain, which is very real. Another bridge burned, a mother concerned. I get the sense it could be about everything that's going on in the world.
The night became new, and out of it grew a hymn of the pearl. We're forgiven, I abandoned your religion, and I knew that I would never come back.
I love these intimate moments of her vocals where it's just so stripped back and it feels like she's just talking to you. I adore those moments with every fiber of my being.
And so aimless, I traveled through the darkness, so my path would be impossible to track.
Those little whispers in the background. This is super atmospheric. I think this is the best thing I've ever heard.
Everything I feel disappears.
She's a fan of this on this album.
Learn my body and my poems and repeat them like you own them. We all bend.
Learn my words, or learn my poems and repeat them back to me. I get the sense that that's about fans learning her songs and repeating them back on tour.
I'm out of the waters like the needle and the cockroach remain in my dreams. Everything is more quiet than here.
Wow. After every song, I just say wow, and I don't know what else to say. That one was beautiful. I definitely felt like it brought me back into this album after the last couple songs that weren't my faves. The way that I took the lyrics, and I could definitely be wrong, is wanting to escape all the horrors of the world by falling asleep. But then as I listened more, I thought of the fact that a dream can be a goal that you have. And that made me think maybe it's about her dreams of music and making music that brings people together, because in the bridge she says, learn my body and my poems and repeat them like you own them. Let the mothers and the daughters climb out of the waters like the needle and the cockroach we mend. That just felt like healing through music. It literally does feel like her music has healing powers. It's just this whole world that you can get lost in. And her music is the purest form of beauty, and it reminds you that there is beauty to be found in the world, and that's so special. Club anthem. Sounds like there's some pots and pans in there.
Before I was reversed, long before I was a part of Earth, I was a part of your world.
Long before I was a part of Earth, she's literally admitted time and time again in her music that she's a fairy or some other woodland creature that was not made on Earth.
I was a part of your world.
The production from A Soul with No King is sneaking back in there. It's like a Doppler effect going on. I didn't dislike that one, but it definitely wasn't my top favorite. It sounded like a song about a kind of transformation, because in verse 1 she says, "My name was hidden in the back of my brain before my head was drained. I erased the mission I had long before I was a part of Earth. I was a part of your world." I don't know. It sounds like some sort of transformation she went from being fairy to being a human. I literally don't know. A lot of her lyrics go over my head, and that one definitely did. And I don't know. I just couldn't really get into it on the same level as the other tracks. But the next one is called Do You Feel?
Never give up this feeling. Never give up, oh no.
There's no way that's her voice.
In our bodies and in our bones. Do you feel that?
Oh, I love this like bass line. Aurora does have insane instrumentals in her music. I'm thinking back to Cure for me. That instrumental is freaking insane. Can I play it really quick?
Please, no cure for me.
All right, that's enough of that. That's enough. So sick. Oh my gosh. Is she in her 80s disco era? Sometimes I forget that she always has used these kind of clubby influences. Like, I don't know, I think of like 80s disco music, that whole kind of clubby vibe. For some reason, I'm thinking of Kylie Minogue while listening to this. So I don't know what that's about, but she has always kind of done this vibe, and sometimes I forget about that. You know, I forget about all the intricacies of her music. Her music is so, so intricate. Like, that bass line is unreal. Oh my gosh. That sounds like a horse. A horse galloping. I loved that one. At first, I really didn't think I was into it, but then when it got into that bass line, that carried me through the rest of the song. I just thought it was so fun. It was, again, a bop, a vibe. I think it was a welcome change. You know, again, she's kind of playing around with a couple different sounds in the last few songs. I just love, you know, when I fully get into one of her songs, it's like a drug. I've never even been on drugs, but it feels like what I would imagine that would feel like, which is getting so entranced in the world and just like, I'm not here. Like, I'm not fully here in front of you. I'm in another realm. Okay, the next one is Starvation, which is reminding me of Hunger. One of my favorite Aurora songs, might I add. Every song has an entirely different vibe.
I miss the touch of human hands on my skin. Miss
Autotune?
I need to be torn just to see who will care. I sleep on the. Why do we have to die for us to see the light?
Yeah, I saw it coming.
For love. Why do we touch the night when we long to feel alive? And the sun is starting.
Ooh, some of these songs have, again, this kind of like feral energy of longing and just wanting something so badly. It's almost this visceral desire that you have. I miss the touch of human hands on my skin. Do I need to be torn just to see who will care? Why do we touch the knife when we long to feel alive? Jeez. Her lyrics are insane. This writing is just bananas. The imagery is so, so beautiful. I feel like I'm there. Why do we have to die for us to see the light? So I think it's like, why do we have to harm ourselves in order to feel alive? Like, why do we touch the knife when we long to feel alive? Why do we turn to pain and darkness to feel something? This is kind of reminding me of how, you know, you're more likely to click on negative news stories as opposed to positive news stories. We're constantly almost searching for stress and negativity. I've been reflecting upon this a lot in my own personal life and realizing how much I turn to negative forms of entertainment. Like, again, I'll click on the article that says the 10 worst things rather than the 10 best things. And it's like, why am I seeking out, you know, this pain and suffering, and why? Like, why do we do this? I don't know.
And when my ego
This is like a fight song. This whole album is like a battle cry. It's crying out against all these things, all these emotions, all these experiences. A lot of them, again, kind of a macro scale rather than just them being about Aurora. And that's kind of what I always feel about her music. It just always feels like this cry. And that's why it feels so healing and so cathartic.
We have to die for us to see the light, and we hunger for love. Break me, chasing the enemy. Gotta deal with the devil, but I got the stamina high. Everything's empty, starving, craving, chasing the remedy. I got used to the torture, chasing the enemy, and my soul is hurting. I got the stamina.
Oh my gosh, is Charlie XCX infiltrating this album? What? What is up with all these vocal effects? There's so many on this album. Has she done this like this much in any other album? I feel like I'm a bit rusty, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like she has not done this many vocal effects before. The bridge was really deep as well. Break me, chasing the enemy, gotta deal with the devil, but I got the stamina. Like, I'm gonna outrun him. Right now, everything's empty, starving, craving, chasing the remedy. When you're constantly chasing something just to feel alive, whatever that may be. I got used to the torture, but no one deserves to be alone. There's a lot of themes of loneliness on this album. She's collabing with a robot ghost. I am literally in the club. Why do I want to like Vogue? Okay. All right. Okay. She had an EDM moment. She had maybe a collab with a robot ghost. I enjoyed that one. I really loved the start of it. Okay, the next one is called The Blade. It sounds fun. Immediately, it's like the Aurora atmosphere. Okay, I'm pausing this because I just went to Aurora's Instagram and she posted about the album. Before we knew its precise location and function, the heart was believed to be the center of intuition. Okay, educated icon. Of emotion, of intention, and interconnectedness. With time, the deeper anatomical understanding we decided... Wait, what? With time and deeper anatomical understanding, we decided that these were qualifications of the mind. We have failed our children, our future, and we have failed to truly learn from the past. If the heart does no longer matter, what will happen to the people? Like, we've moved on as a society from being all about the heart to being all about the mind, and that's kind of destroyed our world. I cannot believe my album will know how it is to finally touch the world, to come alive again and again in people's homes, within tears or bodies dancing. It's a completely divine thing, and it is. Her music is divine. It is spiritual to a degree. Making this album has helped me so much. I've needed to heal some parts of myself to be good for the world. So once again, I am so eternally grateful for the music and the gift of creating. Oh, and then she says, thank you to pain. You've taught me so much. We need now, more than ever, to lead with the heart. Thank you to everyone who continues to talk about the war, to see them to not give up if we failed each other. What happened to the heart? I love that. I love that. I feel like there's a lot there. It's a pretty deep metaphor as far as the album meaning and like what happened to the heart. I feel like there's a lot of different ways you could take that. And so it's definitely not something I'm going to internalize right away, but I do love that as a metaphor and as a meaning for an album. Beautiful, artful masterpiece. Okay, The Blade. I forgot we had already started it. This reminds me of one of her other songs so much. I don't know.
Innocent like a child, yet she sleeps with a knife right under her pillow, and the clothes won't be near anymore. Paralyzed in denial, ever changing.
I think this is my favorite part of the album.
See your shame on the wall, on the cross in the night, nobody remembers.
I just love when she has unique moments of cadence like this.
She cries, God, the sky is on the floor. A million doors, corridors that are changing. I still feel the rage. Watch out, watch what you say. Your truth becomes your grave.
Now I'm getting classic rock.
Your blade.
I don't know. This one's kind of unpredictable and chaotic too. Like, there's one of the other songs on the album that was also really unpredictable and I just couldn't tell where it was going. And this one is the same way. I feel very disoriented, like I don't know what's coming next. And I think that's why some of the songs I forget what they sounded like exactly, because they kept changing up. And so I didn't really lock down what the sound was. I'm so happy though. I'm so happy.
Vertical, all she knows when the world drags her so deep. Your truth becomes your grave.
Your truth becomes your grave. This one's angry. I feel like this is the first one that I'm like, I know for a fact it's meant to be an angry song because she says, feel the rage. I've got blades. Love that. Yeah, the production, again, it kind of goes along with the whole feeling. It feels angry. I love this. She's just losing it entirely. This is bringing me back to Some Type of Skin.
Need protection, need protection. Protection, need protection.
Soft hearts need protection. I love that. You gotta think deeply about the world to appreciate this album fully. There are so many vocal changes and switch ups and modifications and different parts of her voice that are coming through on this album. I think more than any other album from her, she is experimenting a lot with, vocal changes as well as production changes. She always takes risks with her music. She always does sounds that, like, personally I wouldn't see coming. They're kind of unpredictable. But this especially, she just loves to change it up. And I always forget how unpredictable her music is. I don't know why, but I always forget it. The next one is the one that I have been the most curious to hear, the most excited to hear. My Body Is Not Mine. Sounds really sad, so that says a lot about me. Kind of foreboding.
I can remember the first time I felt my mind.
I'm sorry, I googled My Body Is Not Mine and I forgot to put in lyrics AURORA, and so it came up with depersonalization derealization disorder from Mayo Clinic. Thank you, Mayo Clinic.
I can remember the first time I felt my mind turning into a beast of an evil kind. If there's a demon in the eye of my soul, I won't be letting you know.
This is so dark. Feels like the darkest song.
I know it's time I build my walls so it's safe to hide. Feel no pain and I never cry. I bleed no blood and I never die. My body's not mine, body's not mine, body's not mine. I need my body.
Verse 1 was super dark and super foreboding feeling, and then as soon as it kicked into verse 2, I felt it shift. She came in with that lighter, more fun, upbeat production. It felt like the heaviness was lifted, and that was the exact moment that she said, the light kicks in when I know it's time. I love that. It's so literal. Kinda love this instrumental.
When the story they somehow all survive repeats itself so many times, written cold in blood, heavy as the Bible. Feel no pain and I never cry. I bleed no blood and I
love that. I love the chorus so much. This layer, build it.
When you need my heart, you cry.
on Genius are just a question mark. What's going on with this one? The lyrics are going over my head once again. Okay, that's the main theme of this album, is me being confused by her deep, meaningful, beautiful metaphors. She's on the hunt. That's what she's saying. She's on the hunt. Y'all, I love that one. It was kind of weird toward the end. I didn't know how to feel about that, you know, that dark, heavy vibe that came in. But hey, it's interesting, it's cool, it's unique, so I have no fault with it. It's just, I don't know, you know, if it was my favorite part of the song. Again, the lyrics kind of went over my head, but I thought the bridge was interesting. When you need my heart, you cry. You need my body, body. The next one, the last one, is Invisible Wounds. Great. Sounds like a fun way to close up the album. I'm emotionally doing amazingly. Thank you for asking. Part of me is sad to be closing out this album, and part of me is relieved because I just feel like this has been quite an experience. It's been kind of taxing. I'm ready to process it.
Squeeze into a small hole to stitch you up again. Even though I know so well I can't fix anything.
I changed myself, or I go through all this trouble to try to fix you, but I know that I can't.
I look for blood to shed as I'm lying in my bed, barely existing.
Wow, she's been drained completely. This is the second time she's talked about being drained.
Need you. Oh, wouldn't it be tragic if there is no light in me, not any magic? And I need you to forgive me if you can.
Forgive me if you
I
can.
know the best I can isn't always good enough, and life is slowly losing touch. How do we learn to tend to these invisible wounds our homes gave us? And you can't hear me.
I love that line. How do we learn to tend to these invisible wounds our homes gave us? I love the metaphor of tending to a wound. I thought of it like a comparison to a garden. Like you tend to a garden, you tend to wounds. I don't know.
Even if we wanted to, and how I wanted to, and I need you. We both need to
So
tend
good.
to the invisible wounds.
Another more subtle one. It's kind of light and airy and okay. Stop singing. She ended it with the church vibe. Beautiful album closer. I loved that one. Yeah, I am fully, you know, just kind of trying to come back into my body and into my brain right now because that was just quite the experience. And I genuinely was not expecting that experience. I was expecting it to be a good album. I was expecting to like it, but that was a whole thing. From start to finish, it's such a good album. Like, clearly, the girl has done her work. She's done her homework. Again, I talk about this a lot, but I don't really think Aurora makes bad music. I don't think she makes any bad songs. Her music is just pretty solid. It's pretty perfect in my eyes. And so I feel like this was no different. There were a few songs that I didn't really love, but you know, that's just me. It's probably a me problem. It's just so interesting. It's so engaging to listen to her music, but at the same time, it is super like calming and nice and peaceful. But you know, there's plenty of times that it's fun and it's boppy and it's just a whole thing. Like it's a whole trance you just get lost in, and I got so lost in it tonight. You know, such a range of feelings and sounds throughout these songs, but it still felt, I would say overall it felt pretty cohesive. There were a few songs in the middle that it felt like it was just kind of going all over the place sonically, but overall I thought it had, you know, a continuous sound, a continuous thread through the lyrics as well. Beautiful, 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 beautiful lyrics on this album. Gorgeous poetry from start to finish. There was not a single song that I was not hearing some of the most beautiful lyrics I've ever heard in my life. A good mixture of like bops, more fun songs, more interesting or like chaotic songs, and really beautiful, peaceful songs. She always does a good mix and it always feels well balanced, and I get something out of each song, you know, because I love her ballads that are super slow and beautiful, but I also love bopping with Aurora. I think my favorites, like I couldn't even tell you what my favorites are right now because so many of them hit me. So many of them I've already forgotten what they sounded like because this was just, again, a very long album, and I just feel like I don't remember super vividly every single second of every song. There were so many different sounds introduced into my ears, so many different lyrics that they all kind of meld together. The Essence, I remember really loving that one. I don't know, they were all so good. Like genuinely, there were only maybe 3 or 4 that I didn't completely love. Everyone should listen to Aurora. I know she's really big in other countries, but I don't know that she's huge in the US. Personally, I don't have friends who listen to her or who have like heard of her. So I feel like she's a bit underrated in my circle, and I hope that that does not continue to be the case. I have a Charlie XCX album to listen to now, so that should be fun going from this to that. But in a few days, when I've had a chance to listen a few more times, this is my album ranking. What are some of my favorites, some of my least favorites? Always open to change and evolve over time, and feel free to disagree with me. So that's really it. And I'm probably gonna just need to go get off camera and give my brain a break because I feel like my brain's melting. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed my reaction. Let me know, I don't know, whatever you want in the comments. I love reading your comments. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.